Hey guys, welcome back to Film Radar. In most stories, heroes exhibit a number of heroic characteristics, such as being just, kind, and selfless. While playing those characters can be entertaining, it can also be boring at times. This is where the anti-hero enters the equation. Anti-heroes usually have personality traits that most people wouldn't associate with someone who's supposed to save people. They can be cold, violent, arrogant, and even self-centered. Today we've picked the top 10 greatest video game anti-heroes in the history of gaming. So let's go. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Okay, back to it. At number 10, Rain, the BloodRayne series. Vampires are commonly portrayed as evil creatures of the night who seek only to feed on the living. And while that isn't entirely incorrect, in the BloodRayne games, the series protagonist, Rain, is a little different. She's a Dhampir, a half-human vampire who kills any vampire who gets in her way as she searches for her father. She's recruited by the Brimstone Society, an organization whose mission is to rid the world of vampires. While she joins them, her main goal is to track down and assassinate her father in retaliation for what he did to her mother and the rest of her family. At number 9, Carrion. Carrion is one of the most recent examples of an anti-hero story. In this reverse horror game, players take on the role of Carrion, a tentacle monster trapped in a lab. Scientists imprisoned the creature after discovering it as a dormant biomass, and when it awoke, it killed a few colleagues. Carrion will murder many scientists and soldiers along the way in order to escape its prison. On the one hand, it's a monstrous death monster. On the other, it's difficult to dislike the creature for wanting to escape and be free of the experiments. At number 8, Nina Williams, the Tekken series. Nina Williams is an assassin who's mostly cold and indifferent. In the first game, she was hired to assassinate Heihachi, and in the second, she was hired to assassinate Kazuya. Despite being an assassin, she carried out most of her missions from the greater good of the world, frequently fighting against Kazuya's forces. Steve Fox is revealed to be her biological son in Tekken 4, having been born synthetically with her ovum while she was in cryogenic sleep by the Mishima Zaibatsu. She has no real emotional attachment to him, but she refuses to assassinate him when she's ordered to do so. At number 7, A2, Nier Automata. A2 is introduced for the first time after she destroys the Forest King and meets 2B and 9S. After learning that A2 is a wanted android for betraying Yorha, the two end up fighting. She has a volatile personality and acts without considering the consequences of her actions. However, when 2B becomes corrupted later in the game, she tries to carry out her dying wish to save 9S. At number 6, Hitman, Agent 47. Because players take on the role of Agent 47, the Hitman series is one of the more strange video games to play. His name derives from the fact that he's the 47th clone created from the DNA of 5 different men. This DNA was combined in order to create a human who would be the ideal assassin. Agent 47 is the most successful of the clones, and now he follows orders to kill anyone his handlers want dead. The games themselves are a lot of fun, with Agent 47's stealth ability being used to analyze the situation and execute the perfect hit job. It's ruthless, but it's also fascinating and inventive. At number 5, Kratos, God of War. If there was ever a game character who symbolized the anti-hero trope, it's Kratos. The hero of God of War series is nearly as ruthless as the series' antagonist. Kratos becomes the new God of War in the first game after killing Ares in retribution for the god tricking him into killing his family and at the behest of Athena. In the games that followed, he annihilated the rest of the Greek gods. The newest game in the series, God of War, released in 2018, features Kratos at his least homicidal and in a new location with his son Atreus. At number 4, Ada Wong, Resident Evil. Ada Wong is a great example of an anti-hero in Resident Evil. She first appears in Resident Evil 2 as a corporate snoop who arrived in Raccoon City to steal a sample of the Golgotha virus from Umbrella. Even today, little is known about her, other than the fact that she works for herself and will work for villains such as Wesker if her mission requires it. Despite working against the good guys at times, she assists them as well, particularly Leon, whom she's helped and saved numerous times. She isn't out to save the world, but she'll do it if it's in her best interest. At number 3, Geralt of Rivia, The Witcher. Geralt is a Witcher, a genetically enhanced human with special abilities who's trained to fight monsters. Throughout the series, Geralt encounters the worst of both monsters and humans, with both sides despising him for various reasons. It makes Geralt very cynical and contributes to the narrative established by the game's morality system. A player's choices influence future outcomes and even the ending, which can be good or bad. Players can command Geralt to kill monsters without hesitation, or even spare a few in certain circumstances. At number 2, Bayonetta. Bayonetta has the appearance and personality of a typical video game villain. When she's not selfless, she manages to save the world in both Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2. In the first game, she is introduced as an Umbra Witch with amnesia who appears to enjoy fighting angels and has a pact with a powerful Inferno demon. In the first game, she fights to reclaim her lost memories, while in the second, she fights to save her friend Jeannie. She taunts her enemies, whether angels or demons, and is cocky and determined to get her way. And at number 1, Dante from Devil May Cry. He's not the friendliest of characters, but it's difficult not to like Dante from Devil May Cry. He's a demon-hunting vigilante who seeks vengeance for his mother's death by hacking and slashing supernatural beings that stand in his way. He's inherited superhuman powers from his father, which have given him superhuman strength and agility, to name a few. He also wields a variety of weapons, making him an ideal character to play in order to release any pent-up rage. Well guys, that was it for the video. What'd you think? Let us know in the comments below. If you're new, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.